Hey, what species would you be if you were a character in Middle-earth? I think I'd be an elf, because I'm noble and wise, but also kind of a dick. Also, I have great hair. Also, I hate short people and will probably live forever. Most of that is true. Tell you what, though, I almost wouldn't want to live forever at this point. I'm 30 years old, and I've already had more of these LEGO games than I can stand, and I can't stand no more. Can you imagine playing an eternity's worth of LEGO games? That. Feed me to the dragon. It's LEGO The Hobbit for the Nintendo Wii U. Speaking of dragons, the first two Hobbit movies are kind of about a dragon. Sorry for the spoiler. And guess what? So is the third movie. And that's the strange thing about LEGO The Hobbit. This is a video game adaptation of the first two movies in a trilogy of movies. This makes very little sense until you realize it's a video game. We'll do this one now, and then we'll do another one based on all three. Or maybe a collection or something. We'll bleed these hobbits for every penny they're worth. Signed to the gaming industry. P.S. Oh, there's also DLC. So, knowing full well that it's an incomplete story, how's LEGO The Hobbit otherwise? Well, that's the easiest question ever. Have you ever played any other LEGO game? Because that's what LEGO The Hobbit's like. It's like any other LEGO game. It's not the worst thing in the world. The formula works. It's always worked. Why mess with it? I get that. You know what it's getting? Old. That's what. Now, of course, I say that as a guy who has to play pretty much every LEGO game, like several times over. So the sameness hits me a little harder than it might others. Like if you've played a couple of these games or whatever, and you really like The Hobbit, then yeah, this game should be fine for you. You'll have fun with it. That's the thing about LEGO games. They're always the same, but they're always amusing. Kind of like dwarfs. See, I'm so an elf. I guess if anything struck me about this LEGO game in particular, it's the scope. LEGO The Hobbit does a great job of feeling like Middle-earth. It's big, it's epic, most of the time it's beautiful. This is a very pretty game, artistically. Some of the environments are just gorgeous. And that contrast between realistic places and tiny plastic faces is actually pretty awesome. From graphics to music, the game has exactly the presentation it should have. So if you're a fan of the movie, you'll love them. As for the gameplay, though, I mean, I don't know. Do you like LEGO games? Because this is a LEGO game. You slash through enemies. You solve some puzzles. You collect LEGO studs. It's functionally the same as every LEGO game since LEGO Star Wars, which, by the way, came out less than 10 years ago. But feels like 10 more than that, because there have been about 10,000 of these LEGO games. You switch between characters. Each one has different weapons. There's some platforming here and there. And actually, one problem is that some of the characters look so similar, it can be hard to tell them apart and pick the right one. Like, they're all short, and they all have beards. And I'm serious this time. I'm not just being a jerky elf. That's a true statement. These games are always at their best with multiplayer, though. And so is this one. In fact, the Wii U version has a pretty neat benefit in that regard. So rather than doing split-screen multiplayer, you can actually have one player playing on the TV and the other one on the gamepad, which is just awesome. Honestly, if you're getting this game just for multiplayer, this is the version to get. That's one of the major benefits of the Wii U's gamepad. You can have an entire screen to yourself for local multiplayer. You can see your character, even if he's really short. Okay, that time I was being a jerky elf. Anyway, I've reviewed this game for a couple different platforms, so watch those for more. Not that there's anything else to say, really. It's another LEGO game. Only this one has hobbits and dragons and dwarfs. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And hey, Traveler's Tales. How about a TMNT LEGO game? You've literally done everything but that. That's the one LEGO game I actually want. You've literally done everything but that. Come on, man. Take my money. I'm offering you my money. It's LEGO The Hobbit for the Wii U. Come on, man.
I'm going on an adventure!
My dear fella, I never doubted you for a second.